Thailand to Mexico. Wow, we have people on here from all over the country. Hey, I want to thank all you folks on the call today, our regional directors from South Carolina, everybody that's on the call today. We got a great call lineup. This young man hasn't been with us for a while. However, we're pleased to say that he's with us today. He hails from the city of Las Vegas, Nevada. He's my dear friend. Also, he's a regional director. He's got a great organization that are always participating on the call. And you can see him always on Facebook with his food that he prepares. But anyway, we're glad to have him on the call today to give us some tips to help you build your ACM business. And without further ado, my dear friend from Las Vegas, Nevada, the great, the one and only, incomparable, Mr. Brian Baker, the bakery, over 1 billion served. Let's give a hand, everybody.
Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm blessed, on top and rising. Friday. Hey, everybody, real quickly, before Mr. Baker goes on, tonight, happy hour, we're going to have some, tonight at happy hour, 6 o'clock right here. Tomorrow night at 6, we will not have a leadership, no leadership, because it's the 4th of July. So we will not have a leadership on the 4th of July, because I know some of y'all going to be out barbecuing. Some of y'all going to be just doing whatever, but there will not be a leadership on Saturday night. But we will be back Sunday night with a training. And without further ado, Mr. Brian Baker!
All right.
Serve us up, sir. Serve us up.
Oh, man. I'm excited to be joining you all this morning for this conference call. To be hand-selected is such a responsibility, and it's a privilege, and we should be honored to be able to do so. So thank you for inviting me to be able to add maybe a different perspective and maybe just my personal insight to where possibly it could add value to somebody, adds value to somebody else, because maybe, the way we look at things is not always the way everyone looks at it, because we all have different views. So let me give it back to Mr. Al Thomas, who is definitely someone who I have a deep admiration for everything that he's, not for what he's accomplished, but for how he is. And most people will look at what someone has and want what they have. And, the best thing about someone, whereas there's things about them that you wish that you had or that you would want to eventually become along the way. And I think that that's a part of learning from not only just a friend, but mentors. And I think we should all, open our minds to those things when we're getting mentors. So what I want to start off with is, let's talk about us. So, we've taken our entire lives, to get where we are today. That's a big thing. So, you can calculate whatever your birthday is and how many years you've been on the planet. And we've spent days, hours, and weeks creating, experiencing, guessing, becoming, winning, and losing. But all those things are directly in the culmination of our lives. And now we're at a place where we're at right now. Through all of our experiences, even through the times right now in 2020. And through all those things, we're here where we are today. You're where you are today. The question is, have you arrived at a space that you can live with? I want you to really ask yourself, not just in the business, in life as a person, have you arrived right now in 2020 in a space that you can live with, a place that you're happy with, where you can look at, what you've been able to achieve, who you've been able to become, and are you excited and motivated every single day to become better? Or can you actually look at your life and figure, okay, through all the years, through all the wisdom that I've gained over this time, through all my experiences, and you can apply this in your business. We get on the calls, we get coached morning after morning after morning by people who have done it before. But are you learning it? Are you applying it? Or are you even absorbing it? So are you fulfilled is what I'm saying. And that's something that we really have to really take into consideration. Are we fulfilled with where we are, with who we're being, And are we living that life and applying it every single day? I want every single person to really think about that, because right now what's happening globally is unprecedented. So it's not what happens, right? It's what happens, how we handle what happens, essentially. So how are you handling what's been happening? How are you handling 2020? See, because I know that right now, during the times that are happening, there are some people who are increasing, they are altering their mindset. They looked at all their blind spots. They're crossing their T's, they're dotting their I's, and they're becoming better because they are now realizing that everything that they had previously believed is not aligned with what's happening. And so you can't go into the future with who you were being, because obviously it's a new world today. So how does your comfort zone feel for you, for those of you who live in your comfort zone? And have all these things made it uncomfortable for you? And then most importantly, what are you doing about it? A question that, I know that's being asked is underachieving the new normal? Meaning, has everyone been okay? Not us, but I mean, just generally. Are people okay with, being average, accepting average? And I really think that everything that has happened has really caught a lot of people off guard, has really left a lot of people deep in thought. And then some people are completely oblivious as to, what we have our hands on, exactly what ACN is, exactly what goes into what the co-founders are putting together, what they have put together for us, exactly what goes into mentoring, coaching people. I mean, Mr. Al Thomas, getting these calls set up for us consistently, different speakers pouring into us every single day. What are you doing with the knowledge that you're getting? Now, a question I have to ask you guys, it's something that you should ask yourself. If we are born with unlimited potential and possibilities, how much of that are you using? How much of that potential are you using? And then how much of that are you allowing to go to waste? Because a eagle flies as high as it can. A cheetah runs as fast as it can. If every other species maximizes their full potential, see, the difference is they have no choice. It's in their DNA. It's in the fabric of who they are to give everything they have. Everything. So the uniqueness about us is also our flaws. See, because we're the only beings with the will, and we were born with that gift. So we get to decide whether we do or whether we don't. We get to choose whether we go right or we go left. There's some animals that migrate to different parts of the planet because it's literally within their genetic makeup. And they all go at the same time. The reason I learned that is because I watch these animal shows, these National Geographic and all these things that you watch, and the specials are a specific time of year. All these different animals will go to a specific area. And when they're going that specific area, the predators will show up as well, because they know without a shadow of a doubt that these things are coming. And so the predators it's in their DNA, in their genes. Hey, listen, this is where we go at this time of year. So within us, we don't have that thing. We have the freedom to decide where we want to live, how we want to be, who we want to become. And so that's the most precious gift, the unlimited potential of possibilities within us. But now my question is, are you using that? Are you being that? What are you doing day to day? You wake up in the morning and what's the first thing that you do? Because success leaves clues, doesn't it? Patterns are habits. Somebody that's in shape, somebody that eats well, somebody that's disciplined, their day is made up a certain way. I mean, if you listen to a majority of successful people and you talk to them, they'll be able to say, hey, I woke up early this morning. I went to the gym. I had my coffee. I did my personal development. I began to pray. I got on the conference call. I took my notes. And then I started my day by making my calls or doing whatever with their children. You know, some people who have families do things a little bit earlier. But so what are your habits? What are you doing every single day? What do you have lined up? See, because when you gain those habits and when you start to do things every single day, that discipline that is attached to a good result of success, whatever you might believe success is for you, eventually all that hard work is going to pay off. See, everybody sees the result. You know, we go to convention, we see the Circle of Champion members walking the stage. We get to see the testimonies and the stories about the breakthroughs of people with promotion. We get to see the all expense paid videos the co-founders put together, all these different exotic countries. We see everybody saying, man, we ate more seafood than we probably emptied out the ocean. We drank this, we did that. Even with professional athletes, even with Olympic gymnasts, you see the result. You see them standing on the platform with their gold medal. You know, one of my favorite athletes is Michael Phelps. Man, this guy is an extraordinary person. Can't we all agree that he's a pretty extraordinary person? But what about that sacrifice? See, no one was there for the sacrifice. I looked at a bio on Floyd Mayweather. You know, he basically boxed from the time he was a child until he was 40 years old because he had it in his mind that he was going to be the best, that he wanted to be the best. How many people are willing to give up their lifetime? If you look at all these professional athletes, they give up a lifetime so they can have a lifetime. And so many people in this business aren't willing to even give up 30 minutes, 45 minutes. They can't even stay focused for 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. How could you go an entire year and not recruit one person? How could you go the entire year, recruit one person and not get that one person qualified? Just that one person. That's the extent of your responsibility. Well, guess what? See, if you want to unlock other things, you have to do the little things. See, because without the little things, the big things won't happen. You know, this business is kind of like going to the gym. How many of you have a gym membership but don't go? But then you go in the mirror or you go on vacation and now you got to, when you're on the beach, you got to wear a shirt because you don't want anyone to see what you look like, even though you want to get in shape, even though you want to be better. You even got the membership, you got the outfit, you got the clothes, but you never go. How many people start hobbies? I know people that they start the new thing. I'm golfing now. They go out, they buy all the equipment. They got the shoes, then they never practice. And then when they look in their garage and they see that old golf bag and all that old equipment, the shoes, and many people on here potentially have different hobbies that they started that they never even participated in. And so, and then you get to laugh and you get to joke around and say, man, remember when I tried that? Remember when I thought I was going to be a golfer? So how many people are doing that with their future? How many people are doing that with their promotions? How many people in the past have done that? Or remember when I tried to do my own business? Remember when I thought that I was going to no longer be held prisoner, held captive, or have my boss decide how much I was worth, when I was going to have to be there, when I could leave, when I could use the bathroom. I remember I was going to get out of that, but I just didn't have it in me because there's so many distractions. I don't have the right habits. There's not enough time. I heard everything. Oh, nobody wants to do this with me. Okay, well, if no one wants to do that with the old you, once you start to change your habits, your patterns, your mindset, your focus, your belief, they see a new you, and that new you is going to attract them. Dude, they're going to be attracted to that. And when they're attracted to that, now you could get that new partner. See, across the board, every single senior vice president, every single circle champion, every single regional vice president, every single regional director, every single person that is actively recruiting and building teams that has done it, everybody faces rejection. See, you're going to attract certain people. Exact same thing as a relationship. This person might not like you, but if they don't, does that mean you're never going to be in a relationship again? If you go somewhere and you have a meal and it's not good, does that mean you gave up on eating that? Heck no. So the next thing is, what did you inherit from your parents? You know, your lineage, and what exactly are you passing on? So what did you inherit and what are you giving? So for the people that I know on this call that I have a personal relationship with that have children, you know, I can look at your children and the way they are and how they're being and all those things and see what they inherited from you and see what you've been able to pour in them. Not unnecessary physical inheritance either. I mean, what can you pour from your cup into them? See, because if you can't pour into that which you gave birth to, how can you pour into something that you did not give birth to? So if you can't pour into your children, how can you pour into another human? And then if you can't do that, are you allowing those who are pouring into you to pour into you? Meaning, are you emptying your cup so you can be poured into again? Or do you have all that stuff that was in your cup previously? All the things that you learned before, is your cup so full of everything that you had before that you can't be poured into properly? And maybe this is why, you know, your level of reception to what you want to learn, maybe that's why your learning curve is not as quick. Maybe that's why, you know, you can't quite get that thing that you want. You're like, man, I can't figure this out. I can't do a proper presentation. I can't get someone to join my team. I can't get customers. You know, so many times I look at what people say, what they do, and all I think to myself is, that wasn't at the training. I don't know who mentored you on that. I don't even know how you came up with your version of ACN. So what if I were to tell you that there are people that there's nothing wrong with them, there's nothing wrong with any of us, but what if your way of doing ACN is not the way that everyone else is doing ACN? Your way of recruiting is not what everyone else is doing, because you're so stuck in how you're doing. I mean, your way of being coachable is not the way the people that are having success are being coachable. Maybe you're being coachable with limitations. Maybe you're coaching with limitations. Because listen, there's a saying, there's a thousand ways to crack an egg. Doesn't mean that your way is right. See, once you stop being open, no matter where you fall in the compensation plan, no matter where you fall in life, because we can learn things from children, can't we? Absolutely. So no matter where you are in life, the moment that you stop learning, the moment that you start growing, the moment that you know everything, the moment that what you're saying is right, the moment that the way you want to do things is right, the moment you start closing your mind off, how can you be open to possibilities? How can you receive and give what you don't have? A question you need to ask yourself. So did you inherit wealth? Will you pass on wealth? Did you inherit work ethic, character, posture, humor? What did you inherit? What did you inherit in ACN? What are you inheriting? What are you receiving? What are you allowing to be poured into you from some of the most giving of themselves people, humanitarians of life, pouring into you, giving to you themselves, their energy, which they can never give back? How much of that are you inheriting? I mean, let's think about it. We're on here multiple days a week, and some people are not applying any of it. So are you really listening with intent? Are you open? Do you wake up every single morning and pour your cup out so you can receive more? See, because ultimately there's a cup that you receive from and the cup that you give from. How could you give what you don't have? If you don't have an open mind, how can you receive an open mind? Nobody's coachable. They don't want to listen to me. I mean, is that who you are? Is that how you are? No one wants to join my team. I'm talking to everybody and they won't listen. Are you listening? No one gets it. Do you get it? Those are things that you have to ask yourself, and only questions you can ask. But once you get past those things, which the fact that we all have the ability, we all were born with the will, right? We don't have to migrate. We don't have to fly south. So if if you have the choice, then the same habits that you're guilty of are the same ones that you can change. And see, that's what I'm getting at. See, because you can wake up every single morning and start one at a time doing something different, and write down what you do, and write down your new habits. So once you slowly start to replace your old habits, your bad habits, maybe you have good habits. What if you went from good to great? What if you exchanged your good habits for great habits? And what if you just did that throughout your life, and you looked at your life and watched your person, your being increase, because you decided to take a personal inventory of what you did every single day, to look at your habits, to look at your thoughts, and now to ultimately change those things because you have the will. You were born with those gifts. What if you started to change something different, make it better, and then once you had it better, to stick with it and perfect it? See, a lot of times people get so caught up in wanting to change so bad that they never take time to realize that they actually found that thing that they don't need to change, but they got on a conference call, they got influenced by somebody else, they saw what was working for someone else, and they changed what they were doing. They decided they got the presentation down, but now they changed their presentation. They got their invite down, but they heard somebody do it, and now they got to change their invite. Well, guess what? If you're changing and you're in a position of leadership, and if every week you're changing what you're doing and you tell your team to change what they're doing, you don't have a system. You can never have a system. Nothing can be mastered. Nothing can be perfected. Nothing can be duplicated. And I hope it's all coming together for you. I hope that every single day that you figure out a game plan, and you don't continuously change your game plan. Once you implement the right habits, you don't have to change your game plan. Now it becomes the numbers game the right way. Now you're doing business the right way. Now you're being the right person. And I believe that once you grab those right things, the same person that you are as an executive team leader doing those right things, you have to do them long enough, because those will be the same principles, philosophies, habits, and actions that you'll be doing as a senior vice president. So if you get the bad habits now, you're going to have them later on. If you're not good at asking people for favors now, you're not going to be good at asking people favors as a senior vice president. If you plan on being a senior vice president, don't you want to have the good habits? Don't you want to be the right person? Don't you want to duplicate the right system to your team? If you start now, then inevitably it'll be the same later on. But if you start the bad habits, that if you do the wrong things, and if you don't change those things, how will they change down the road? And that's something that you genuinely have to ask yourself. If you wake up in the morning and if you're in a relationship and you're waking up in the morning and you want that person to be in shape, the other person to be in shape because you're kind of in shape. Well, if you're not enrolling yourself in becoming better and they're next to you, well, maybe your halfway of doing things allows them to stay where they are because they see that you're not doing much better than them, and because you're putting in halfway effort, and they don't know that that's your halfway. They think that that's all the effort that you have. They think that that's your potential. They think that that's as good as you can become. So why not stay comfortable for them? Why even bother? And all that means is this. So the people around you who you told that you're in business, that you're in ACN, that you're building this, that you want to change your life, and they see that you're not changing, that the personal development is not affecting you. They see that you're telling them, I got to get on my conference call. And you're getting on this conference call every single morning. They see that you're getting on it, but there's nothing about you that's changing. There's nothing about you that's more impressive. There's nothing happening for you in your business. And they're watching you halfway mediocre go through your day and have the same habits that you had before you got started in. But when you're here, when you're doing this, when you're operating in this space, you put on the SVP face and you're showing us that you're SVP, but none of your results show it. It's like you telling everybody that you're going to the gym, but you're not really going. You're playing hooky. I mean, some people probably played hooky when they were kids. They probably never actually, went to school. They were telling their parents they were going to school every single day, but they couldn't even read. They can never even do addition. So if you can say that you're doing those things, but you're never doing it, so none of the results ever happen, why would the people around you even believe that you were doing it, that you were becoming something more, Or why would they be inspired by that? Even if they wanted change, even if they wanted more, even if they knew that they deserved more, that they wanted to pass on something, but they couldn't because your example wasn't allowing them to have any belief because you were the person that would potentially inspire them, but you couldn't because you weren't doing it either. So what are you putting on display? Because you can't hide what you are. Everyone sees it, especially those that are close to you, right? The people that are close to you, they see it. They notice it. But then when the change is within you, they also see the change. And then when they see that change, a little part of them starts to look inside the mirror and reflect a little bit more than before, because fear stops so many people from becoming more, from doing more, for increasing. Fear stops so many people. But what if your example, what if the things that you do can give that person that little bit of inspiration to make them move forward a little bit? Do you ever think about that? See, you're showing what you're made of and what you stand for by your life, results, actions, habits. You're showing what you're made of. You're showing who you are. You're showing your fabric. You know, like a gumbo. Who loves gumbo? Me? Imagine in that gumbo, there's different ingredients going in. Sometimes, what if you saw somebody making some gumbo and you know seafood's supposed to go in there, right? What if they weren't putting seafood in there? What if somebody got you pumped up for some gumbo? They're like, hey, come to my house. I got some gumbo for you. In your mind, you start imagining what's in there. You're like, oh my gosh, they got crab legs. They're gonna have shrimp in there. There's gonna be more crab legs and more shrimp, and there's gonna be some meat. And it's gonna be real hard. It's gonna be rice. I can't wait to get that brown roux. And you get to their house and you walk in, and you look at the gumbo and you're like, this is red. Where's the brown? Where's the brown? Hold on, wait a minute. Is it not ready yet? This ain't ready yet, huh? Okay, I'll go sit down and wait. They're like, no, it'll be ready in 5 minutes. You're like, how? So guess what? So you're that gumbo. So what's in your ingredients? If there's no crab in there, you're like, wait a minute, where's the crab? This crab legs are mighty flimsy. Is that for the kids? Where's the adult gumbo with the crab legs hanging out the pot? And the shrimp that it's just so many shrimp in there. I don't even know how we're gonna do it, but we'll manage. Where's the good meat? Where's the flavors? None of those things are in there. Why? Because they made you a vegetable gumbo. Nothing against vegetarians. I love vegetables. But they made you a vegetable gumbo. Wouldn't you be saying, well, why didn't you just tell me we're having veggie stew, man? You had me all pumped up. And some of you are making veggie stew out of the business. Some of you are telling people that this is gumbo. Some of you are telling people that, hey, or this is the best vegan dish ever. And they show up and there's meat in there. You're like, wait a minute, what kind of vegan are you? There's steak in here? Yeah, I'm a different type of vegan. I'm the vegan who doesn't follow the rules. I'm the vegan who does what I want. I'm the vegan I'm the person that knows how to cook or don't know how to cook, but I'm telling everybody how to cook. You know, that's just crazy. You can't go trying to tell everybody what they should do, that they should build a business, how they should live, or how they should increase, but you're not doing any of it. You know how many people that aren't getting promotions, that aren't building a business, that will give you advice? You know the people that are not getting mentored every single day that want to mentor someone else? In that same breath, if we can agree with that, everything leaves clues. Everything leaves clues. So many people are so quick to look at what other people are doing that they have never looked inside themselves to see what clues they are leaving. They can't see why it's not happening for them, but they'll correct you on why it's happening to you or what you need to change. So are you being that person, or are you working on yourself? I mean, truthfully. So if success leaves clues, because when somebody can cook really good, or somebody's in shape, or somebody's successful, somebody's a good husband, somebody's a good wife, somebody's a good family person, when someone's good in relationships, when someone's good at spreading love and everybody loves them, those are clues. But also when someone's negative, when someone always has something negative to say, when someone's waiting for the opportunity to tell you how you need to do it, when someone's not making it in life, when they're not stable, when someone's not having success, when everything in their life is showing that they have possibility, but we all have possibility. We all have potential. Everything in life is showing that they have possibility, but they have not transitioned to having success yet. Doesn't make them a failure, but failure leaves clues also, doesn't it? So if success leaves clues and failure is leaving clues, then what type of clues are you leaving? What type of trail, if someone were to follow behind you, what would they see? Because we all have a fingerprint. It makes every single one of us unique. Your fingerprint are your habits. Your fingerprint is your life. Your fingerprint is your way of being. Your fingerprint is everywhere you go, there you are. Every single place you go, you bring you there. That's the common denominator. And so now you've brought yourself into the business. Now you've brought yourself into ACN. And see, I love this business. I love the fact that we can be mentored, that we can be coached, because now we have the opportunity to be able to make those adjustments, to be able to increase ourselves, to be able to work on our habits, to be able to take a personal inventory of how we've been our entire lives. See, because when you start to change and you go talk to people you used to talk to before, you go hang out with people who you used to hang out with before, those conversations sound completely different as you begin to grow and as you begin to elevate. And guess what? Oh, those people, man. Oh, those people, they're gonna be mad at you. They're gonna be mad at you. They're gonna be upset that you're getting on conference calls. They're gonna be upset that you're reading books. They're gonna be upset that you're changing. They're gonna be upset about all those things. They're going to say, well, why are you doing that? You haven't had the success that it's not working for you yet. It's obviously you're not making money yet. They're going to say all those things. See, because they liked you before when you were comfortable. They liked you before when you didn't want more. They liked you before when nothing about you was going to change. See, they liked the old you. They liked you when you weren't wanting to get better. They liked you before you started working out. Because now they got to be accountable. See, because now they see you feeling good about yourself. See, when you start to eat better, when you start to get customers, when you start to get that commission, you go make $100 and go and tell them, I made $100. Guess what? They're gonna find, well, all you made was $100. You've been doing that for this long. Oh, okay. I thought maybe you'd be happy for me. Oh, look, hey, listen, I made $200. Well, all you made was $200. All that work you've been doing, all you made was $200. That ain't that much. It seems like a waste of time to me. Oh, I got a promotion. Okay, well, how much does that promotion pay out? Well, I made $50 last week. Well, all you made was $50? Man, all that work, you get on all those conference calls, you're making all those calls to people. Man, why can't we just be the way that we were? Why can't you just just be comfortable in what you're doing? Who you were and how you were being and settling in life and not wanting more and not wanting to change your life, not wanting to be able to give more to other people, not wanting to reach your full potential. Man, you were better that way because it was more comfortable for you. Now look at you. Now you're doing everything, you're trying to change. You're reading books. You're around people who want you to change. People believe in you guys. You guys are all happy. Oh my gosh, everybody win together. Why would you do that when we were having fun just the way we were? It's so painful. I hate to see you go through the pain of people telling you no. When things don't go well, you come back and you tell me, oh, I didn't make money this week. You complain to me. Man. Why would you want to change? Why? Just be comfortable. Stay here. Listen to this. This is my call to action. I got to take my notes real quick. All right. So be conscious. Be conscious. Be conscious of your word. Meaning, if you tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna get a customer, even if it's one customer, work as hard as you can to get that customer. Because when you do those things, it increases your personal value and your world value. And I want you to know this. The more personal value that you have, the more world value that you have, the better your life becomes. So don't look at a person's monetary or look at their position as who they are. It's about, that's the value that they brought. And there's nothing wrong with where you are today, but it's just the fact that, are you going to move forward? That's the whole thing. So, you know, for so many of us, this is the first time in our lifetime that we're being trained and mentored by people who have done something with themselves and that are on the way to doing something with themselves. For many of us, financially, we've been mentored in every other area of our lives. And now we have the opportunity to be aligned with a company that has placed people, that has placed a company, that has placed a gift into our lives. And we have to be completely open. That means whatever age you are, all that stuff you learn, all the ways about you have to pour it out. Some of you are holding on to things because you've been hurt, you're damaged goods. We all are. We all have a story, right? But you got to let those things go. You have to let go of the past in order to grab the future. So instead of holding all those things, instead of keeping all that stuff with you, instead of holding all that pain and all that hurt, every time something bad comes down, why don't you throw it down on the ground in front of you and use it as a part of your path. Build a new path in front of you over water, over emptiness. Use those things to build up your house. Use those things to build, use those bricks that are being thrown at you. Use everything that life is throwing at you to advance yourself. Instead of looking at it in a bad way, absorbing it, being negative, use the things as things to build versus things to break down. Same with this call. Same with the calls that we get. Just take it out of love. Take it, you know, hey, listen, there's somebody who gave up their time to pour into me, and I'm going to be as open as I can and take as much of this as I can. Some of you might not like this conversation today. Some of you might think, this guy, man. Some of you might not have been open enough to receive anything that I've given, but then somebody else might have got a gift. Somebody might think that, man, I don't even know why they let this guy do a conference call. But somebody might have said, man, I truly got something out of this. You know, there's different sides of my presentation. Today, I'm just calm, relaxed, and I'm just having a one-on-one conversation as if I'm just talking to one person, you know, because that one person, I truly feel that, you know, everyone says, oh, you know, if I could just help one person, you know, I don't want to just help one person. I said over 1 million served. I didn't say one. With that is my time. I hope every single one of you got something out of this. I don't hope that it helped one person. I hope that it helped every single person. Because today can be your new beginning. Today you are a new possibility. Forget everything that happened. Start using all those things to lay the path for you that will get you where you want. Some of you are going to become very successful financially. Some of you are going to become wealthy financially. Some of you are going to become wealthy internally. And a lot of you will become both. Who wants both? That's all I'm saying. Thank you so much. I don't know if Mr. Thomas is still on, but that's my
Yes,
time.
sir. Everybody, thank you so much, Mr. Brian Baker. We appreciate your call today, and we thank you so much. Tonight at 6 o'clock, everybody, bring your wine, bring your cocktail, bring your puppy, bring your cat, whatever. But bring it, and we're going to have a great time tonight on the happy hour at 6 o'clock p.m. And don't forget, tomorrow night, we will not have a leadership at all on Saturday, so this is the 4th of July. But tonight, we're going to have so much fun, and we're going to go into the flash, into the past. So be ready tonight at 6 o'clock with your wine or your cocktail, your juice, your drink. But be on here at 6 o'clock and be ready to go with us because we're going to go around the globe. That's the hint. We're going to go around the globe. Can we show Mr. Brian Baker some love? All right. Everybody have a great day. Be safe and continue getting IBOs and customers in. Take care and God bless. And we'll be back Sunday night, 6 o'clock with training. God bless.